Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion. She wasn't supposed to be there. She wasn't on the call sheet. She wasn't cleared by production. She wasn't even invited. And yet, Rachel Zegler showed up. Unannounced, unseen, unbothered, until she got caught. Yup. Just weeks after being reportedly removed from the Evita revival in a full-on cast rebellion, Rachel was spotted spying on her own replacement, lurking behind the curtain like she was auditioning for a role in Phantom of the Opera. And what happened next? Let's just say, it wasn't quiet. Voices were raised, security was called, and somewhere in the chaos, Rachel allegedly said, "This role was mine before it was yours." Like, girl, this isn't just about a show anymore. This is about power. This is about control. This is about one of the most controversial rising stars in Hollywood, refusing to go quietly. So whether you love her, hate her, or just can't look away, Rachel Zegler is not done yet.
Rachel Zegler is getting a lot of hate, and it's definitely not because she's a person of color. No, it's because in all of her interviews, she seems really young and inexperienced. Not that she is a young and inexperienced actress. No, she's won a Golden Globe, so she should definitely know what she's doing. And when she landed a big role like this and realized that this is not the character that she really wants to portray, she should have given that role to someone who really understands that character and loves that character. And Rachel Zegler should have known that and understood that.
It's got me thinking she is never getting another main role again because she's got this atrocity on her resume. Having this on your resume is like being a and trying to apply to be a teacher. Get the out of here. Like, am I the only one who can see a world where she's auditioning for another big role for a big film and the director just looks at her and is like, "Yeah, this you? Worst movie of all time? Yeah, first door on your left. Get the out of here." He ruined her life.
I hope everyone stops giving Rachel Zegler just such a hard time.
Just young women, like, what the is she supposed to do? Don't blame it on a 20-year-old girl. Like, it's just horrible. And also, it just relies. They know that just by throwing a few little things at her, the internet hates women, hates young women that do well, and so they just it's like throwing like
grenade,
a little bit of like food into the sea of piranhas, and then it's just like get her, and then that becomes the story.
To understand the drama exploding around Rachel Zegler right now, you've got to rewind all the way back to what was supposed to be her redemption arc. After a roller coaster year, the Snow White backlash, the misfired press tours, the "I'm not like other princesses" memes, Rachel needed a win. And that win was supposed to be Evita. This wasn't just another job. It was her return to Broadway, her comeback tour, her look at me now industry moment. Critics were curious, fans were buzzing. Even her haters were like, okay, let's see what she does with this. And at first, it felt like the comeback was working. The production was hyped. Rachel posted cryptic lyrics and dramatic selfies like she was already prepping for her Tony. There were rumors she was reinventing the role, giving Eva Peron a Gen Z edge. And honestly, people were into it. For a moment, it felt like Rachel was back in control of her story. But then, the red flags started showing up. First, whispers of missed rehearsals. Then, stories about creative differences with the director. Then came the blocking rewrites, the choreography changes, the allegedly diva-level tension backstage that made everyone feel like they were living inside a Broadway hostage situation. One source even said, it stopped being Evita and started becoming the Rachel Zegler show. And that right there was the breaking point. Because Broadway isn't a solo act, it's a team sport. And when one person starts rewriting the game plan mid-rehearsal, the cast notices, the crew notices, and eventually, the producers notice. So when that cast staged what's now being called the Evita walkout, complete with a letter, a meeting, and an ultimatum, Rachel's name wasn't just pulled from the program. She was erased. Quietly, permanently, officially, or so we thought, until she showed up again. So picture this. It's a quiet weekday rehearsal at Lincoln Center. The new Ava, Rachel's replacement, is mid-run on Buenos Aires. The cast is focused, the crew is working. And then, a stagehand sees a figure, in the wings, wearing black, hood up, sunglasses on, like someone trying to be invisible, while watching everything. And guess who it is? Rachel Zegler. Not on the call sheet, not invited, not cleared, just there, watching. Now let's be clear. This wasn't some nostalgic visit or a, hey, break a leg drop by. Sources say Rachel came in with intention. She wanted to see who was replacing her. She wanted to watch how the role was being performed. And when someone from production finally approached her and said, "You can't be back here," that's when the situation exploded. Allegedly, and yes, multiple people confirmed this anonymously, Rachel refused to leave. She got emotional, raised her voice, and reportedly said, "I poured my soul into this show. You think I'm just gonna disappear because they got scared of me? Girl, that's not heartbreak. That's a meltdown." Then came the confrontation. Rachel's replacement, already trying to stay composed under pressure, walks off stage and sees the commotion. They exchange words. It's heated. It's very public. And in the middle of it, Rachel allegedly said, "This role was mine before it was yours." Yeah, that line, it's already being quoted on theater gossip forums like it's Shakespeare. Security was called. She was escorted out. And just like that, Rachel went from controversial lead to full-on Broadway ghost story. The kind of story future casts whisper about during tech rehearsals like, "You know this is the show Rachel Zegler got banned from, right?" And now, she's not just out of the cast, she's out of the building.
That I really don't like her as an actress.
And studios not wanting to hire her given the fact that it might result in their movie not making a whole lot of money at the box office.
I very much had no interest in seeing Rachel Zegler in any movies heading into this.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business. Thanks.
I'm so sorry. Rachel, you got time to sign some autographs for us, Rachel? Rachel, please. Rachel, you got time to sign some, Rachel? Maybe on the way out?
It's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay. Maybe that's a weird takeaway. Regardless, this is not supposed to be anything other than insightful entertainment. It's what I do best. Just know that I am the most grateful person alive. But I'm also keeping it real.
Okay, let's be honest. Broadway is done. There's no PR statement, no Vogue profile, no "I've learned and grown" podcast appearance that's gonna fix this. Rachel Zegler didn't just burn the bridge. She built a stage on it, set it on fire, and then did an encore in the ashes. Because when you are the headline, not the role, not the show, that's when industry execs start asking the scariest question in show business. Is it worth it? And right now, the answer's looking like a hard no. Let's start with the theater world. The word backstage, toxic. The casting circles, silent. The directors, watching very closely. Nobody wants to be the next person who brings Rachel into a rehearsal room and gets blindsided by a full-on Act 2 ego arc. Even theaters that love a comeback story aren't touching this right now. Now let's talk Hollywood. Disney's already bruised after the Snow White backlash. And look, say what you want about her press tour comments, but this latest stunt, this isn't just misinterpreted feminism. This isn't about strong opinions or Gen Z boldness. This is about control. This is about someone who, when told no, doesn't walk away. She watches, she shows up, she challenges the replacement. And that's not quirky. That's not artistic integrity. That's career sabotage. And here's the kicker. Rachel's young. She's talented. She should have had 10 more lead roles lined up after West Side Story. But now, studios are hesitating. Theaters are backing off. And even some fans are saying, "We tried to support her, but this was too far." Because here's the truth. Talent opens the door. Professionalism keeps it open. And Rachel might have just slammed it shut from the outside. You know what's wild? This didn't have to be the story. Rachel Zegler could have been the girl who went from viral YouTube covers to Spielberg's leading lady, to redefining what it means to be a modern Disney princess. Instead, she's becoming a cautionary tale. And not because she wasn't good enough, but because somewhere along the way, she forgot the assignment. Fame isn't just about talent. It's about grace. It's about knowing when to lead and when to listen. It's about understanding that just because you're the loudest voice in the room doesn't mean you're the most right. And look, we can't ignore the pressure she's under. She's young. She's in the spotlight. She's been picked apart by the press, mocked online, turned into a meme, and chewed up by an industry that loves to watch women rise, just to tear them down the second they speak out. But this wasn't the system failing her. This was Rachel getting in her own way. Because walking back into that theater, uninvited, to confront the person who took your role, that's not passion. That's not power. That's pain. Trying to be heard. It's a cry for control in an industry where nobody really has any. And maybe that's what hurts the most, seeing someone who could have been unstoppable just spiral. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about Evita. This is about ego, about expectations, about a young woman who's still figuring out where the stage ends and where she begins. And unless someone steps in, not a manager, not a PR firm, but someone who actually cares, Rachel isn't just at risk of losing roles. She's at risk of losing herself.
And I've just been seeing video after video of grown adults calling this girl a narcissist. I think we extrapolate these like moments that she expresses herself in a way that people are now perceiving as narcissistic. This is like the nastiness of, being in Hollywood, I think, and being in the public eye, is that you can be torn down by the public and be so young. And I think this is probably going to be very damaging emotionally, mentally to her. And I don't know if any of us really think about that effect. So, I don't know.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it. All right. Congrats, Rachel. Good luck.
She wanted to tell her story, but now the story's telling her. Because sometimes the spotlight doesn't just reveal your talent, it reveals the parts of you weren't ready for the world to see. And if Rachel Zegler doesn't learn how to rewrite the script, she might just become the villain in her own show. And that's the tea for today, my little gossip gremlins. If you enjoyed this drama buffet, don't forget to hit that like button like it's your ex's new partner's Instagram. Aggressively and with zero shame. Beauty. Subscribe to Fame Files so you never miss a single scandal, meltdown, or red carpet disaster. I'm literally serving up hot gossip every single day, even if my Wi-Fi begs me to stop. And listen, be a doll and tap that bell too, okay? Because your girl Macy's got bills to pay, celeb egos to roast, and a grocery cart full of overpriced almond milk that won't buy itself. Shopping cart money. So until next time, stay nosy, stay fabulous, and remember, I spill it so you don't have to sip in silence. Bye.